Hey guys, this is Jason and Unchained Performance. This is going to be episode 2 of our Road to Drag Week series. And we got a parts update. We've been waiting for a couple weeks for parts, and now we got them. So we're going to be giving a brief overview of what we bought, why we bought them. This is the Can EGT from Holi. This is the 6.86 Holi Dash. Some Deutschwerk crimp connectors. The Maven B2B bulkhead connectors. The IDM 1A Cold Pack, and the big wire upgrade. And now we'll go through one by one and explain why we got them. Alright, this is the Can EGT, and this thing is sweet. It's got its own little box. It comes with all the probes, wires, and everything. It's really awesome because you can stick these things down in your exhaust port on your header, and you can monitor the temperatures of each port. And the reason why that's important is every cylinder wants different ignition timing. If you have something that you're commanding 21 degrees of timing for every cylinder, that's not going to be right. Each cylinder is going to want something a little different. They can be off as much as anywhere from 4 or 6 degrees. They could be more. And if you have a dead cylinder, this is a dead giveaway. You can just look in the log and see you have a dead cylinder. So it's fantastic for figuring that out. It's even got lights on the box. These are to tell you if something's wrong with the cool pack or whatnot. But yeah, great tuning tool, and we're gonna need it because we have a 2-valve, so we need all the power we can get. So it's gonna help balance the cylinders out. All right, now onto the Holi 6.86 screen, or 6.6. I don't know. It's tiny. It's not as big as my 7-inch. I really liked my 7-inch, and I kind of hated to go to a little smaller of a screen, but I really wanted to have more inputs. We had an I/O harness for the 7-inch, but it doesn't go through the ECU. It's not CAN bus. This one is, so all your inputs will go straight to the ECU. So you can put inputs in there like shock sensors or whatever you want to put in there. You can drag from the ECU and actually put as an input for the ECU. So it's a really nice piece to gain extra inputs if you got an HP or a Terminator. And they're easy to set up too. It even comes with pins and everything to shove in the backside of this guy. And these pins, you don't need any special tools or anything. You just push that little button there, pull the plug out, and then shove the pin in there, and then lock it back on the other side. Very, very simple to do. On to the IDM 1A Cold Pack. 2-valve cold packs are good on gasoline and the 85. They can take you a very long way. Stock cold pack, you can load in 1.7 milliseconds of dwell time and it'll get you far. But we're aiming for 7s. So I want to use 1-ethanol R, and I don't want to have any misfires or anything weird happening to push a head gasket out. So we're going to go to these IDM 1As. And we picked up a big wire kit with it. And we're going to be running these to a 70 amp relay on the Pro Street box. So we can crank these things past 4.5 milliseconds of dwell time if we need to. I'll probably be running anywhere from 5 to 6. We'll see what happens. But yeah, these are awesome. They're really not that expensive, but once you add up everything with the big coil wire and everything, and having to get the spark plug wires, they do get a little on the pricey side, especially when you can stay to gasoline. But the 1-ethanol R is a little bit cheaper. You can get a barrel for $425, $450 a barrel. So when you're doing drag week, you need what, 30 gallons of race fuel at least. If you're going to drain the tank and load in 5 gallons at every track, it gets quite expensive to run on C16 and stuff like that. And this is the Maven bulkhead connector. Doing this to clean the wiring up on the car. We had a bunch of different stuff going through different grommets and stuff like that. You don't need this. I mean, you can run the Holi harness right through a grommet, but we rewired the entire car. So we had headlight wires going through one grommet on the driver's side. All the Holi harness was going through the old AC hole in a 2-piece grommet or 1-piece grommet. And yeah, just it's like kind of stuff everywhere, and I really wanted to clean the harness up, shorten it up. The Holi harness is great. Like you could throw it in the car and just snap everything in, and you're good to go. But the links aren't quite right, and they do that for a reason. You could be putting a modular in anything or an LS into anything, so they give you enough length to do whatever you need to do. So we're going to be shortening that stuff up and making it look nice. This is a 4-gauge through, so this will be going from the alternator through the firewall, and you can unplug it from the firewall if need be, and that'll go back to the battery cutoff switch. It'll charge the battery and all that kind of good stuff, and you'll actually be able to turn the car off. So these are the crimpers, the very expensive crimpers that go with it, and the connectors are all great, and everything's labeled. They give you a sheet to mark all your wires down. Every single pinhole has numbers on it. It's a really nice piece, so I'm really excited about this because it'll really clean up just everything in the car, especially on the inside. And this combined with the Leash Pro Street box, which we'll do another video on that when it gets mounted to the carbon on the passenger side of the roll cage. It's just going to look really good, so I'm happy we got this, and hopefully we can make it look good. Alright, that's the end of this week's update and parts overview. We got some more gangster parts coming in next week. You guys are really going to like the stuff for next week. We're going to have the carbon in. We're going to have that stuff put in the panels. I don't know about the Leash Pro Street box yet, but we can get some of the Holi stuff mounted at least. The Canny GT stuff. The Holi HP, we can get that mounted up and kind of start the wiring. I got to get the panels in first, and then there's some paint and stuff that we have to do, but yeah, we'll actually get to work on the car next week, which is nice. I'm waiting on some brackets and stuff to come in to do that carbon work, and some other little odds and ends and stuff like that we need before we can actually start the interior, and then the paint work on the cage, and etc. So like and subscribe if you can, much appreciated. See you guys next time.